Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Yes, if you're just seeing my face for the very first time, I'm Adora and I'm a Nigerian YouTuber living in the US. I create mostly medical school content because I'm in medical school, but every once in a while you get something new and different from me. Here is my lovely brother. You've probably seen him in another video that I did. Yes, it's the same day. Yes, we filmed 2 videos at once. Come and fight me. But we're back again. If you're new here, hi. If you're one of my OGs, welcome back. Yes, welcome back. Thank you for constantly supporting me. Thank you for constantly supporting my YouTube journey. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. I'm not owing you. Please subscribe. Very vulnerable day for me because this day is a story time. I'm going to be telling my brother a story that I've never told him before, and I want like to see his reaction. Essentially, I had put up on my Instagram about like the whole Tinder Swindler thing. If you've not watched the Tinder Swindler on Netflix,
my name is after me. 30K.
If you've not watched it, I recommend that you watch it because it provides a good backdrop. Like the whole point, like it just got me thinking about like how easy it is to get swindled for love and what some of the things
for love,
and what some of the things that influence like people giving people that they love money, or people who, you know, like what makes people to like give people money, essentially, especially in a romantic context, and like why some people are just evil. Yeah, essentially. So I asked that question. I realized I was not the only one. I was not the only one.
Yeah, do you know what's so crazy, right? I was telling one of my friends that this shit actually happens a lot, man. A lot of people
very well.
I'm like, no, those girls are just stupid.
No. So, anyways, as you're going to find out, like Tinder Swindler is very different, but some of the core things from the story, like some of the core themes, like I've seen it happen so many times. I've seen it happen in my life too, and like one of the things about like getting swindled for love is that as people, we're always like, we're taught like this is like one of the core tenets of love is that you sacrifice and that you help the person that you're in love with, right? Like there is nobody here that will tell me that they've not, like if you're in love with somebody, like you don't feel like, oh, that person should be able to like help you, or like, you know, if you're in need, like that person should be able to come through for you. Think about it, like if you've ever been in love, if you're currently in love with somebody, you've either helped them or they've helped you. Like I don't know anybody who is in a relationship and has not come through. It's not necessarily financially, but you've come through partner at some point. Does that make sense? But sometimes like that person that you're coming through for is not always a good person. Like they are not a good person. Does that make sense? So let me start my story. So
then, you know, after like this little intro you just gave, like I'm actually more willing to like understand your situation now instead of just judging you.
Please don't judge me. Don't judge me. Okay. So, you know, I used to date this person. We're going to call person A. You know who it is. Both of us met. I was in like my final year of uni when we met. And it was actually a good relationship for the most part. I won't lie. But like with any other relationship, like there are some yellow flags, I would say, that come up, which you end up dismissing because you're like,
it's not
okay,
red.
Yeah, it's not red, or it's not that bad. It's not red, or it's not that bad. I'll say one of it was the fact that like he was employed, but I never really understood what the job was. And after this whole situation, see, if like anybody that dates me, one thing I always say, in fact, you should know the company and the title, anybody that you want to date that you're not very sure what they do. You know they're employed, but you're not really.
Oil and gas.
I'm an importer, exporter, cocoa water. That is not a job. It's not work. But I'll say like that was like one of the first yellow flags. But I was like, oh, he went to work. He got like, there was like money coming in. But I didn't really understand what it was.
Was it like consistent paychecks or?
Not even necessarily consistent paychecks. It was one of these like, oh, you do business, like there are many people like that, like around, like they,
how much they
like even one of our uncles, you understand, like, month to month changes how much he gets, but the person is like doing like something that brings in money, because they are like, they pay for rent, they pay for things, like you see, and it's not like, oh, you heard, like you've seen them pay for these things, like but the fact that it was not like, I could not put a pin on what is a yellow flag, like, but I ignored.
Did you ever ask?
I did ask, but till today I cannot say what it was.
What was the industry?
It was like in auto, like as in car.
Oh, he's shipped to Nigeria.
Sometimes. I don't know. Like buying cars for people, like sometimes fixing up cars for people. So everything was just, you understand? I'm just like, I cannot really say what you're doing.
I know mad guys that do that.
Exactly.
As in, car business. I know mad guys that do that for you.
No, for real. Exactly.
That's a job though. Money is coming in.
Exactly. But do you see how it can be miscellaneous at times?
Yeah.
But okay. But what I'm trying to say is that like for the first year and like maybe a year plus of the relationship, it was good. Like it was okay. I knew that at some point he had like issues, like money issues, like previously, like way before me, that had been rectified. Does that make sense? Like he had like, I think, how people in America have bad credits. There are so many people with bad credit. Like, in fact, people with good credit are fewer.
It's few.
Fewer than
It's few.
So, but I knew that like his credit was like on the up and up. Like I think like business was more consistent, all those kind of things. And like I've never really had any issue to worry. Then sometime in November of 2018 or thereabout, I was getting a new credit card. I decided to apply for. I had one credit card at that time. I was, I felt like I was more comfortable with building my credit, and I decided to get a new credit card. And he made a request. He was like, "Oh, you know that he's building his credit. That is it possible for me to add him, not as a joint owner, but as an authorized user?" So anybody that does not understand what an authorized user is an authorized user does not own the card. They're not the owner of the card, but it's like let's say you're a parent, you understand, and you're able to give a card to your child. It's still the parent can lock the card, they can see everything, but it's like
they can still use the card.
As your credit is building, that person's credit is also building. A lot of parents use the whole authorized user thing to help their child to build up a little credit before their child is independent. I remember when he made that request, I felt like uneasy about it. And one thing, always trust your gut. Like, you understand? I felt a little uneasy about it. But I remember asking one of my cousins, actually, I'll tell you the cousin who it is off camera. I remember asking one of my cousins, and he was like, oh, actually, he had helped his babe, he had helped his girlfriend do something like that. And so it's not necessarily a bad thing. I remember seeking for advice. That was bad advice, by the way. Don't add anybody that is not your husband to anything.
Put your name on it. You guys have to have been married.
Look, so that's your downfall is my downfall. Exactly. All of us are going down together. I will say, like, that's where that whole, like, you want to help the person you love, right? You don't see them as, like, this. They're not a boogeyman. You've been dating for a while.
It's not hush puppy.
You understand? It's not hush. It's not like a stranger. Like, this is someone who you trust. Like, you're in a relationship with them, so you trust them.
Yeah, you're
like,
close
you
a long
understand?
time,
Like,
too.
exactly. Like, you've been... So, it's not like you're not... It doesn't always feel like... But trust your gut, especially financially, because almost scammers day. That's all I'm going to say, okay? And continue. So, I added him. He got a card, and then every once in a while, like A would like make a purchase, right? But before he would make the purchase, he would let me know, oh, I want to, understand, like spend.
So did he have a card as well?
Yeah, he had a card. So he would let me know, and then when he made the payment, like, let me say, like at the end of the month, he would send me money for all the things that he had paid, like he had used.
What was the most you had ever sent at the time?
I'll say like maybe like that he had ever said, like maybe 500 that he had like maybe spent like at different points, like, during the month. You understand? And like he would give me back.
Wait. He was spending 500 on the card monthly.
Sometimes, like I'm just saying, like maybe sometimes, like some certain things, like maybe you spend like 200 something here, like 100, and then like at the end of the month you.
I thought you just wanted the card to build the credit, though, not to use the money.
You see? You see critical thinking. Critical critical thinking. You understand? So like initially when I gave the card, let's say I did that card like maybe November, December, but he didn't really start sending money until like maybe February, March. You understand?
Can I oxtail real quick first? And then,
you understand what I'm saying? And like he also like when he would use the card, it was a small amount. Maybe he would use like 30 something for that and gas. You understand? And like I would feel like it's not
that reminds me of somebody you.
That's not a big deal. It's not a big deal for someone to use like $30 on gas. But by the time like maybe the month has ended, like maybe like the $200, and I feel comfortable because before I even ask, he sent me the money. You understand? I feel comfortable.
You could you could track his spending, Abby.
Like, yeah, he knows online, but he knows how much he has spent. You understand? Like, he would like give me some, like, he would even give me more than he has spent. You understand? I was feeling comfortable.
That's when I was sending 250k when they had spent 150. That's 100 jara.
I was feeling comfortable. Yeah, I was feeling comfortable. You know? You understand? So then, like, so let me say this was like March, April, May, and this is in 2019 now, right? And then I remember like sometime around like May, like starting in May, like he would make these expenses, but like maybe he would make expenses of up to like $500, $600, but only send me like 200. So there's like a little bit of a balance left, right? He'd be like, okay, I'll send the rest later. And I felt comfortable because you have been sending before. Why will you not send again? You understand? Then come like June, July, August, like the expenses kind of started piling up, like almost like you're owing me like 1,000. You're owing me 1,500. Like it was piling up. I was like, hey, like you don't say I'm coming. You know, like things are not good right now. I will still send. Like and like other like the relationship was like okay. But let me tell you something, money is the quickest way to spoil a relationship.
Tell me about it.
So like that like I remember like September, October started coming, and I was so irritated. Like I was like, you are owing me.
This balance is from like me.
Yeah. So like.
So that when the whole summer.
Yeah. So like it started like building up, piling up. It was like giving me anxiety because how much do I have? Please, if you look at me, open my armpit. If you shake me, pennies will not even come out because nothing is inside. So like 2,000, 2,500. Hey, I'm telling you.
Wait. Are you telling me that he's still spending while owing?
Wait now.
And you didn't off the card.
Wait. Let me finish my story. So like.
Never blame me.
So come like October, November, you're still owing me. And I'm like, what's going on? Like, this is getting a lot. Like, and then like, come November, like, it was my birthday time. Like, it also started affecting me because things I would have used that card to do, I can't do with it because, like, you understand? Yeah, money is tied up. It affected the relationship. I remember in December, we said it's going to break. Like, because I'm like, you're not being forthcoming anymore. Like, you're not even accepting. In
December, what's the bill? Like 2,500?
Like, yeah, around like 2005. You're not even like accepting that there's an issue. I'm not seeing any progress. You're not making any progress
on the bar,
on the money at all. Like you're not even. At least let me be seeing something. Like let me be seeing that you're making. You understand? Like, but you're still going out. You're doing things.
You're still vibing.
You're still exactly.
With your 2,500. Yo, story of guys really. Oh my guys owing you money. You see them in Cancun.
Exactly. Why? So, but the whole point is like you're doing all these things and owing me a shit ton of money for what? To me, Tinder Swindler, those people. I don't even know how you allow somebody to reach.
That person say 140. 140k.
And that person like 300k. I don't even. You see me 1.5. I'm already crying.
Bro.
So wait, now let me finish. Back in December, I told you we went on a break. January, like he apologized, right? Like, you know, that he's going to make some effort. I think January he sent me like 200 or 300, and that to me like now felt like, oh, maybe there is hope. You understand? Like maybe there's something. But to me, I could already feel the relationship ending. Like I'm like it was causing a lot of burden. Yeah, it was already too much. Only for me to wake up one day in January of that's 2020 now, January of 2020.
This is after we have come back from village.
Yeah. Only for me to wake up one morning and...
Damn, so you're going to all this in the village? God, no wonder I was so angry then, man. Like, guys look at you like, come on, give me, don't speak.
Only for me to wake up one morning and see...
Hey, I don't even know what you're about to say.
A message from like that credit card company that like money had been spent.
Again.
Wait,
so you're not off the card yet?
No, because I was like, because sometimes he could also pay, you understand, like for the card. Like, and I didn't feel like, I felt like, oh, maybe while re-establishing boundary, everything, you know, me, in my psychology,
how much was it?
I think it was like maybe almost $100. I ran, as in, you know when they say the straw that broke the camel back? I off.
Stepped on the last
I offed. I was like, you must be mad. I said, we are still trying to sort out this one. You are still spending. Immediately, I blocked the card. Immediately. I was like, you are foolish. I sent a strongly worded
message to him.
He ignored me for 2 days. And I was like, this is the height. Clearly, yeah.
He thinks you a joke. Like,
yeah. No. I was like, no, it's not him. It's not him. It's you.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm clearly.
Exactly. You're clearly.
I'm like, oh, clearly.
Yeah. Clearly.
And then I said, this relationship can't work anymore. I'm done. Then he didn't answer. And I was like, yeah. I'm like, I have to now step back and start trying to figure my life out.
How you get your money back now?
Yeah. Then.
Wait. So this bill is still existing.
Wait, no. Let me finish. So like I now ended up. So he didn't answer me or anything for 2 weeks. He didn't say anything at all for 2 weeks. Then 2 weeks later, he messaged me, was like, "Can we talk?" I was like, "Sure." Then he now called. He was now like, blah blah, that he knows that he did wrong, blah 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 blah. You know, men like chatting, and I was like, all these things that you're saying, it does not change the fact.
Where's my money?
Yeah, owing me.
Where's my money now?
So I ended up blocking him, but I had one of his friends who knew what had happened. So that his friend now became like a mediator.
Yeah, to get the money.
So
back.
yeah, and I'll be telling him, your friend has still not paid me. So he ended up like, let me say out of that, like almost $3,000. He ended up paying around 1.5, like maybe half of it, and then just like denied that the rest of it existed. Yes, even though I sent him at my credit card statement from where and literally circled everything where it was. Yes, and like totaled it up for him, like, because me, I have receipts, like, because everything was on his car, you understand. But he just kind of denied that even really happened. And then I ended up like paying for the rest of it. Yeah, like, so every month I would like, part of my paycheck would go to like paying for it.
Damn, I want to beat this nigga up, bro.
So yeah.
Like, yo, kind of like, where's that guy's address, man?
The whole moral of the story is that like, I understand the Tinder Swindler girls.
Because even those girls, they didn't get no justice. That's too big.
Like, and I understand, like, I know, like, it's easy to look at those people and be like, oh my god, like, you're crazy, like, oh, why would you even give a guy money or anything? But think about it. Think about how many of even your friends have message you, guy, I'm so stranded, blah blah, and you want to help. You understand? So like, I know now to us that are watching, the whole my enemies things like sounds so crazy. But like, imagine somebody that you care about, you understand? Like, you know they're in a dangerous business, right? And like, my enemies are after me, like, I really need help. Like, in that immediate moment, like, sometimes like you just want to help. Like, you want, like, me, my own help will stop at like maybe $500. I don't have those girls, they clearly have the means to go and get a loan of 30 racks.
Now get the money, go borrow.
Exactly. No. The amount that you will borrow, like, to you, like, it seems so big because you don't even have it in the first place. But people that have like 10 million, 2 million. They are willing. They are, like, if it's somebody that you care about, especially when it is a romantic something. Do you many things you do for people that you love? Nigerian girls are like, we can never borrow. Nigerian girls that the man does not even like you. You are sweeping for him. You are telling.
What is in your means?
What is in your means that you will give? You understand? It's why it's not financial. You understand? Like, but people will do whatever they will. You understand? For who they love.
Wow.
And it's crazy, but that's my story.
That's crazy, man. Like, honestly, like, I did just feel bad for you. Like,
yeah.
Like, it's not even on some, hey, I'm not judging you, man. Like, it's like, it could have, that ass happened to me.
Yeah.
Like, me too.
I think it really taught me some valuable lessons, which is, I stopped blaming myself, because initially I was like, how can I be so stupid to, like, but I was like, I didn't do anything like that. It's out of the ordinary. Like, all
you did was be a good person.
Yes, exactly. Like, I was trying to help. You understand? I was trying to initially help somebody, and I think where for me was, I didn't realize where to be like, stop. You understand? Because I kept on like hoping. I kept on hoping that, okay, maybe there is some kind of humanity, some kind of truth to this person. So I kept on really hoping, but
wow, so there are niggas here that really like stole from their exes and are just living like
living la vida loca or going on boat cruise.
Good.
Anyways, but that's a different.
If I see that nigga outside, bro.
That's a different part of my life. Thank you guys for listening to my story. Tell me what you think in the comments.
Nah, bro.
Thank you, Bobby, for listening to my story. I really enjoyed spending this weekend.
Do you have a GoFundMe I can donate to? This makes some small reparations.
It was fun filming this. I've always been so scared sharing this story because I've been scared of being judged. But like, I did not do anything out of the ordinary. Like, I didn't do anything that, you understand?
Yeah, plus the time you guys was dating for like a year.
Yeah, we had been dating for a while, like, and I felt comfortable. But other than that, thank you guys so much for listening to my story. I hope you don't judge me. If you judge
don't get swindled.
Or you're for you. If you're in this kind of situation, feel free to
cut
share.
him off now.
Cut them off now.
This is your
Is
sign.
the time.
Right.
This video is for you to cut him off.
Come.
But till the next time that I see you all, I remain your girl Adora, and goodbye. Please be sure to watch my videos, subscribe, like, all those good things. But till next time, bye.